Hey guys, Welsknight here, and welcome back to another episode of Kingdoms. I hope you guys are having an awesome day. I'm having a great day, and today we are tackling the second temple. This temple is going to be based off a historical temple called the Temple of Concord. Well, loosely based off it anyway. And I think it's going to be really cool. It's going to go in this area right in here where we're walking around right now. And I'm looking forward to it. I think it's going to be a very cool project. The first thing that I need to do, though, is I need to get kind of a... if we could take off properly, that would be great. There we go. It would. I'd like to get kind of a base built. And by base, I don't mean like a place where you live. I mean like an actual foundation base thing. Anyway, let's just grab some granite here. And there we go. That should be enough. I don't need to build up the entire thing. I'm going to fill most of it on camera, or I'm going to do most of it off camera, is what I meant to say. But I do want to kind of mark it out. So let's see. I'm thinking we'll start about here, and we'll bring this back to probably about here-ish. Yeah. And then this will kind of come over like so. I'll get rid of this guy. And we'll bring it roughly here, I think. That should be about right. And then the whole idea is that this will be one flat area, right? So this will come out, and it'll come over, and the whole thing will be up on this kind of like elevated platform that'll sit up here. I might actually lower it to about here, actually, because then it'll be... Yeah, I think that'll look a little bit better. So we'll basically have it on like a slightly elevated platform that sits at right about this height, I think. This should be acceptable. And we'll bring that over, okay? And then we'll have this kind of coming over like so, and the whole thing will end up getting filled in. Maybe we'll bring it up a little bit. I don't know. I'll have to play around with it. But let me get the base shape kind of figured out first, and then we'll get into building the actual temple itself. All right, guys, I'm back, and I've been doing some work. So, I got the base in place, and I've got kind of the basic shape of the temple outlined. It's going to be relatively tall, and I think that's actually fine. That's good. We're going to have some pillars that are going to come down like this. And these are going to come down kind of all the way in front, and they're going to block... partially, at least, your view of the front, right? Like, we'll have these big black pillars here. Then, and we need to kind of get some of this stuff in place. There we go. This will be a door. This whole section here, this is all going to be filled in with our concrete granite mix that we use, that we use basically everywhere in this whole village. So this will be fine. We'll just have we'll have all of this all filled in. Can I reach that? Probably not. Let's just do it this way. Aha! Problem solving 101. There we go. So this will be a wall. This will be the front wall. And what I want to do here is I just kind of want to get the basic shape and sort of the front of this figured out with you guys, and then I'll kind of figure out the rest of it off camera, if you will. But let's just kind of go like so. There we go. All right, so you can see from the front, you'll be able to kind of see the temple behind, right? It's gonna have this like stone platform. We'll have windows probably up here. of some sort. Probably go with a more regular window, but this will be a relatively large structure. Where this gets interesting is up on top, because what we're going to basically have here is a roof, right, that's going to kind of come up at a half block angle. And this, I think I should be able to just do one of these, right? It'll kind of come up a half block at a time, but it'll start here. So let's just kind of bring that up like so, right? So we'll have this kind of gradual slope. We can do something like that, right? And that's actually going to come all the way across over to this side. And then right here, it's going to start working its way up again. So we'll have this this very Roman or Greco-Roman style temple roof shape on this part. I fell off the thing. Try again. Let's see if we can make this work. Can I? Nope. Not from there, I can't. It's kind of a hard landing to stick, honestly. There we go. That should do. Okay. And then here and there, right? So we'll have this very stereotypical Greco-Roman roof, triangular shape thing, right? Up at this level. I think I'm actually going to end up using the red tiles up here, or the red sandstone for our roof itself. Now, back here, what we want to do is take a background block of some sort. I'm thinking it's probably going to be the granite. But we're going to get basically a background block and just put that anywhere back here where you would see a little gap peeking through, right? So like here, here, here. And we should have that on either side, and then this will all be covered up. And underneath it'll be fine as well. But this kind of gives you a basic idea of what this thing's going to look like from the front. You can see we've got a very kind of Roman-esque temple style. Once we get the roof on there, once we get some detail on there, it is going to look a lot more interesting than it does now. And I think part of that we can perhaps do, well, yeah, part of that we can maybe do right now. We've got this really nice, I do like this, actually. I'm looking at that and I'm like, man, that looks so good. Anyway, let's grab some stairs and see. We'll grab some of these slabs as well. We'll see what we can maybe sort out to kind of dress this up fly, please, to dress this up a little bit, because we've got the shape that we want here, but it doesn't look all that good. It looks okay. It looks okay, but it's very Minecraft blocky right now, and I'd like to avoid that if we can. If we can, I'd really love to put, is it this level? Yeah, there we go. I'd really like to put stairs sticking out the sides. I think this will help it quite a lot, actually. If we do something like that. What's that? Yeah, that looks much better. Just that simple little change. It's amazing what just such a simple change can do to kind of clean up the look of that whole temple thing. We may even want to bring it out one more. Right? So what we would, so basically we do the same thing, but we'd bring the stairs out one more, and we'd basically just shift the entire thing over one block. So that would kind of come out, and that's just going to create a little bit of depth with the pillars, right? So here, 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 like so. Bring it up. Bring it back down like so. And then we could tear out all of these, because we don't care. There we go. And then this granite that's back here is a background block. We could just put it back, but we put it back at this level instead. And I bet that will look much better. Right? Yes. Yes, for sure. That does that definitely looks better. And we'll get some design and some detail and stuff in there. You know, we'll clean it up a little bit and make it look a little prettier once we get into the later phases of this project. But for the time being, it's all about that general shape. It's all about getting that kind of basic shape down and making it look presentable. And I think this is good. I will honestly probably go around the whole top, this whole outer border, with that stair pattern. So we create a little depth up here. I think that's going to look relatively good. And the thing is, when I look at pictures, well, or representations, I don't know if the temple still stands. I don't really know too much about the Temple of Concord. I was just looking into Roman temples, and it was something that an image popped up, and I was like, oh, that looks really cool. I like it. So I'm no expert on the Temple of Concord or anything like that, but the temple kind of has like pillars built into the corners, which is a very Minecrafty thing for sure. And then it has kind of like this flat upper area, which will go like in behind these stairs, which we'll get to that in a little bit. It's got like this raised triangular portion of the roof, and then this area in here is actually recessed down a little bit to create kind of like a flatter area. So we'll probably use like regular stone slabs to do that and just bring it down. In fact, we can do some of that right now, because why not? Here we go. So it would go, well, I mean, granite doesn't come in slabs, so this is our only option. Well, not our only option, but it's our best option right here. So we would do something like this, right? And then you'll have this chunk of the roof that's kind of like raised up. I would still consider this part of the roof, I think, this line right here. So we'll bring that over. And then this could probably be replaced with the... Yeah. I'm thinking about that. I'm trying to think about this here. Let's tear these out. Yeah. Well, let's just do the roof. Let's do this roof together, because I think I've got. I think I know what I'm going for here. Ooh, I hope I may not have enough stone slabs to do this, but we'll see. It'll be close. We'll bring that over. Bring that over. Right here. Oh. Here, I mean. That needs to be the nether brick. And then this one right here we tear out. And this will turn into the red sandstone, I think. I think that'll make sense, right? Yeah. Okay. So let's get the red sandstone and see how this looks. Because that'll be easy to fill in. And that's really going to give us a good idea of what this place is going to look like once it's all said and done. We're going to have to do some stuff on the back, too, to kind of clean the back up, because the back is pretty blah right now. And I don't really have any good reference images of the back of the Temple of Concord, so I'm going to be kind of guessing a little bit, which isn't necessarily the end of the world. That's not that big of a deal. You know, especially when it comes to something being, you know, inspired by a historical building. When you're drawing inspiration, and you're not trying to like, this isn't meant to be like an accurate historical recreation of the Temple of Concord. It's just where the basic shape of that building is just where I got the idea. That's all. So I'm not overly concerned if it's off a little bit. But I think we'll do something like this. Right? Bring that across. That gives us our temple, or our triangular roof shape on this side. We'll do the same over here. Bring this across. Now, this is going to be a little bit... there's going to be some spawnable spots on here, but that's okay. That's fine. That's kind of something that I'm not even really concerned about anymore. If I'm being honest, my concern is finishing Regnum and not if a thing can spawn somewhere. I can always come back and spawn-proof stuff later. By the way, string is not a thing that prevents mob spawns. So every time I bring up preventing mob spawns, I get comments that say, just put string up there. Yeah, it doesn't work. That's not a thing. Maybe it's a thing in Pocket Edition, but it's definitely not a thing in the Java version. But there you go. There you can kind of get a good representation of how this thing is looking now, right? Like, that's not bad. Obviously, we're going to have to do the texture variation in the walls. We're going to have to get some lighting in here and things like that. We'll probably do some fire pots or something like that. We're going to have to obviously clean up the walls as well, and fill in the back and all this other kind of stuff. But you can see we're starting to make some progress. Things are happening. We're getting there. And this temple is starting to really take shape, which is very cool. Very cool. I'm liking the way that this is going so far. So let me get some more work done, guys. I'll be back with you in just a little bit. All right, guys, I'm back, and I have done quite a lot of work on the temple. I think the temple at this point is pretty much done. I just realized I missed a window pane right there. Oh, and I didn't do the texture variation yet. I got to do that too. I'll do that off camera, though. That's fine. But I got the inside mostly done. There's a little bit I want to do up here. Let's just go like right about here or so. And I want to put like a little bit of a design in here. Let's maybe go something like this, like a little circle, right? Just something real simple, just something to make the roof in the ceiling in here look a bit more interesting, because right now it's just very bland. You look up and it's just a flat thing. So I'm thinking we'll go maybe like take that out, throw maybe a glowstone up there, something like that. And then right about here, we'll just bring... Ooh, I'm not going to be able to reach that, am I? I bet if I do this, I can. Aha! There we go. Maybe bring that across. That seems sensible. And then we'll do the same, and it's nighttime. Let's sleep real quick. Nice and easy. The fact that I missed that window is gonna drive me crazy. That's all right. I'll fix. That's an off-camera fix. In fact, the texture variation in the walls and this little bit and that as well. The window. Those are all off-camera things that I want to finish up. Okay, so yeah, there we go. This looks a lot better than what it did. It's very simple, but it gets the job done. It's effective in dressing up the ceiling and just making it look more interesting. So the story here is that this is, I'm thinking like the god of agriculture or something like that. I just threw together a quick banner to kind of represent that. You got the sun, you got, maybe this is like corn or something. But I thought that was a fitting banner, and then this is, I used a beacon as kind of the focal point here, and a couple hoppers on fire, which won't work if you don't have fire tick off, if you don't have fire spread turned off, but if you have fire spread turned off, then these will just burn forever. So I think it's good. I think it's good, and, you know, we added a little carpet in the floors for color as well. But all in all, I mean, I think the temple is basically finished other than the texture variation, which will be, you know, easy to do. Well, maybe not. Did I see a creeper down here? No, I'm losing my mind. You know, maybe not like easy to do per se, but it'll be just, you know, a little bit of grinding. It'll probably take me, I don't know, 15, 20 minutes, nothing too major, but it's looking good. It's simple. It gets the job done, but it's still grand enough that it stands out. And I love the way that it looks when you're looking at the whole, when you look over the whole town, right? When you look over the entirety of Regnum from up on our little AFK platform above our mob farm, you know, it's one of the buildings that stands out, and I like it. You know, you've got over here the library. You can see this temple kind of stands out because it's a different color roof, and this one kind of stands out partly because of the shape of the roof, and then partly because of these stone slab platforms, or whatever you would call them. I think it works really well. It's a good look for a temple. I like it a lot, and I think it'll get the job done. So I'm happy with it. I'm happy with it, and it's an important addition. I shouldn't have come down off the platform just yet, because I do want to go over what we still need to do here. I think at this point, we need to build a military structure over here. And then we just need to do detail work, you know, landscaping, adding little bits of detail to really kind of bring the city to life. I did end up taking down a couple of the trees that were over here, some of the really big ones. It was just too much. It was too much. So I took down a couple. I might take down a couple more in this little section here. We'll see. But basically, Regnum is, I think at this point, I could call it done right now. And it would be okay. The torch spam is a bit of an annoyance, but that'll be something we'll deal with when we do all the landscaping, because when we do the landscaping and add the details, we'll find ways to hide lighting. Hopefully I won't need any torch spam anywhere. Hopefully I'll be able to get rid of all of it, like we did over here, using gray carpets and stuff, but we'll see. If not, it won't be super obvious. I'm going to try to hide as much of it as I can while I do the landscaping. But I think it's time to jump into today's comment of the day, and this one's from Dokken Dude. Sorry if I butchered your name. He said, "Love your videos. I subbed and turned on notifications." So first of all, thank you. I appreciate that. The other thing is I do want to actually talk about notifications. So for those of you who don't know, when you subscribe to a channel, there's like a little bell next to the subscribe icon, and I don't really talk about this very much because I often feel like on YouTube, we're so desensitized to people saying, like, subscribe, you know, turn on notifications, like the video, share the video. We get so desensitized to it because every YouTuber, it seems like, every single one says, you know, leave a like on it for me, myself included. You know, at the end of the video, for a very long time, I would always say, don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave me a comment. And it's just so... we get so desensitized to it, right? Like that it just goes, it goes in one ear and out the other. You know, it gets said in a video, and the vast majority of people are just like, yeah, whatever. Yep. He's talking about liking. He's talking about subscribing. He's talking about sharing. He's talking about, you know, just like every other YouTuber ever. But what I will say is that the notification bell basically makes sure that you get notified whenever, whoever you click that bell for, make sure that you get notified when they put out a video. And YouTube has been a little weird lately. Like over the last, I'd say probably week or two, YouTube has been a little funky when it comes to pushing videos out to people's sub boxes. And like I've noticed just over the last week or so, like my views have basically been cut in half. And that may very well be partly because a lot of people are just going back to school. Like September is usually a time of the year for YouTube that's not very good, especially when you're someone like me who makes, you know, Minecraft content. Well, I'd say the majority of people who watch my content are either are in school in some form, whether that's grade school, high school, college, whatever. I don't think there's probably that many people who are beyond school age. I know there are some for sure, but yeah, YouTube's been a little funky. So like, if you're basically, to make a long story short, what I'm trying to say is that If you do want to make sure that you get notified whenever I put out a video, that you don't miss a video, ring the notification, click the little notification bell. It's next to my channel name on the little subscribe button thing. I don't want to harp on it too much, but it's just one of those things. YouTube's been a little funky, and you know, I've had people ask me, hey, where was whatever video today? And I was like, it went out 3 hours ago. Did you not get notified of it? And they're like, oh, well, no, I wasn't. So, yeah, just basically, if my videos are videos that you watch on a very regular basis, if you want to make sure you don't miss any, make sure you do ring the notification bell. I don't want to harp on it anymore beyond that, because I'm sure you guys have heard it from every other YouTuber on the face of the planet. But with YouTube being a little weird lately, with some issues with the sites and things changing and who knows what else is going on, I would encourage you to do that. But that's all I have to say on the subject. Guys, if you enjoyed the video, you know what to do. Links in the description below, so check that out as well. Otherwise, my friends, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.